Hi, it's Jen from Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be your reading for the second half of April 2019 for Sun, Moon, or Rising sign of Gemini. You can find me on Instagram at Not So Mystical Tarot or notsomysticaltarot.com if you would like a personal reading. Everything is in the description, so you can book that through my website. I'd just like to say a quick thank you to everyone who has booked readings, liked and subscribed, sent me comments. I just appreciate you all very much. Let's get started for our Geminis and get one focus card from our big deck. We're not going to do a whole reading with this giant deck, but one, there we go. That one seems to be calling our names. All right, what do we have as our theme for the Geminis? Three of Wands. Long-range planning, future planning. Thinking, kind of going over different scenarios in your head. Where do we want to go from here? Oops, this one's next. What do we have to say about this planning that we're doing? Kind of observing where we've been, looking toward the future to where we're going. And just get a few cards, to help us along the way here when we talk about planning for our future. Long-range plans that we're making right now. What are we up to? And what kind of message are we looking for here with this Three of Wands? And of course, what else do we have going on for the second half of these last 2 weeks of April? Oops. Oh, there's one that I'm dropping. Looks like we've got a Five of Pentacles and a Six of Pentacles. Mind's on your money and your money's on your mind. Is that what it is? Sorry, I'm a Snoop fan from a long, long time ago. Okay, so we start out here, the Five of Pentacles. And with you doing this long-range planning, there's a lot of Five of Pentacles energy going around in the air signs. I've seen it so much lately. I think I just saw somebody today, and it's funny, I did a study on the Five of Pentacles this morning. On Instagram, I will post the one big card and then maybe a little reflection card, and the one big one was the Five of Pentacles from the traditional deck here. And I said, it's emotional. Even though the Pentacles are all about money, you can see she's really upset. She's sitting in a garden all by herself, head down, but it's a choice. There's a beautiful little butterfly in front of her. There's this beautiful, stained glass up here, right? It's all sunny and bright, and there's all this foliage. She's in some beautiful garden somewhere, but she's got her head down, internally focused, and being sad. So a lot of times we feel left out, alone, and hurt, and all these kinds of things, but that is really a product of just the fact that we're so inward focused. We can't see the forest for the trees. We can't see the beauty that's around us because we're so obsessed over the fact that we're left out or something, we're missing something, something's not going our way. Now, what's really nice is that you have the Six of Pentacles, which means you've progressed from there. That may have been part of a theme, but you've progressed. And if you look, let me just put these down. If you look at this card, it's one of my favorite depictions of the Six of Pentacles. He's up here doing his little thing up here, making all this abundance happen, but he's not seeing any results on his level. If you look up here, what do you see? Nothing, right? But down here, all this abundance is spilling all over. He's creating something beautiful. Something is starting to grow. There's a little plant down there that's really taken root, and it's starting to grow. And all this abundance is making that happen. And like I said, he just might be working so hard that he doesn't see anything up where he is. But it's actually happening. So you've taken that step to progress, and that's a really beautiful thing. Got another five here. The third card that we did have was the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups can be a little bit of a pity party, a little bit of a woe is me. She's got all these cups that are spilled out, but there's two cups right here that are full. So it's kind of another thing here. It's all about your choice, because if this person were to look up and not continue to focus on themselves and how upset they are and how it's not fair and how unhappy they are, they would feel a lot better, right? They'd realize they were in this beautiful garden. And it's the same thing here. She's facing these cups that are spilled out, but down here, there's cups that are full and have little fishies floating in them. And fishies are always fishies, but they're always about prosperity and abundance. So if she were to turn toward these two cups, the three cups that are spilled wouldn't matter. And that's what, clarifying this, this Three of Rods here, this Three of Wands, clarifying that to me is saying I'm putting that in the past. I'm putting all that in the past, that feeling of lack, of self-pity. I'm putting that all in the past, because out of these cards, from the 2 5s, the Pentacles and the Cups, you've got this 6 of Pentacles here, where you've moved on. You've moved on. You've seen things for what they were, and now you're like, I'm just going to work at this, and I'm going to work hard and make things, and make my outcome different. And that is a huge, huge victory. So it makes sense. And if you look, obviously, his back is to us. He's turned his back on, you know, feeling bad, feeling left out, feeling the self-pity. He's turned his back on that, and he's all about, where am I going? Where am I going? Look at how bright this card is, how yellow, how bright and sunny it is. He's planning for good things to come. So that's a good, you may have gone through a little bit of a rough period. Of course, that end of March, there was, you know, we had the Mercury retrograde, and everybody got dragged around through that a little bit. So it could have just been that. Let's get a little clarity on this 5 of Pentacles here. And don't forget, watch your moon and rising signs also. Oh, here we go. Watch your moon and rising signs, because this is a general reading. I'm going to get some clarity on the 6 of Pentacles as well. Here we go. All right, we'll talk about these first. This 5 of Pentacles, this makes perfect sense. Your clarifying card for that is Judgment. And that means everything finally came to a head. And we already knew that. We already knew that. Everything came to a head. And really, things were obviously in your favor with this Judgment, because you progressed on to the 6. You progressed on to growing and realizing some of your abundance. So that is a wonderful thing. Now, clarifying the 6 of Pentacles, we have the 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords. So that is an interesting combination, but I think what it points out here is that to be successful and to move forward from that 5, you had to let something go. You had to let something go. And whatever was going on in this garden here, where you were burdened and feeling left out and not seeing all the beauty that was around you, there was something, and this is, the swords are, you're a Gemini, you're an air energy, the swords are air energy, so there may have been something up in your head that was bothering you, something that you were worrying about, but whatever it is, that thing has come to an end, and it's allowed you to progress on to this point where you are receiving some abundance and creating abundance. So you were able to, through letting something go, be able to let something live, because you have down here that little flowering plant, whatever that is, the little leaves, you have something growing there. So by allowing one thing to die out, you were allowing something new to grow, which is pretty awesome. That's some serious work that you've done over these last couple of weeks. And now we're going to get a little bit of clarification on this 5 of Cups. What was that about? The pity party, feeling sad, looking at the spilled cups. What's going on there? Especially as it relates to our long-range planning. What are we doing there? Oh, all right. 7 of Wands. I love this card. The depiction of this card is one of my favorites. So you've got the 5 of Cups, kind of feeling sad, bad, lonely. There's nobody here for me. Nobody loves me. And it's clarified by this 7 of Wands. I want you to look really carefully at this. Do you see how, number one, all of these wands are coming from a lower level. She's vibrating up on a frequency up here. These wands, especially if they're in someone's hands, these people are way down here. They're way over here. Okay, way beneath her. I mean, she's way up on top of this mountain, and they're beneath her, and they're pointing up. And the thing is, you don't see her screaming, yelling, having any kind of drama. She's just like, no, I'm not doing this. And you were able to put a stop to this pity party that was going on. Some kind of fire lit up inside of you, and you went, I'm done. I'm not having a pity party. I'm done. And the way that influences your long-range plan, you see, you've got that this guy who's got his back turned. He's moved on. And you can almost see him inching away off into the distance. Like his mind is somewhere up here. He is doing something totally different. So you had the Judgment come in with the 5 of Pentacles and get rid of that that feeling of missing out and loss. You had the 10 of Swords, let something go and allow something to grow. Isn't that awesome? allow that abundance. And then you had this Five of Cups, this feeling bad, and maybe you're just having emotional issues, drama, people bothering you, and you realizing that that's such a low vibration for you to be in when you're vibrating up here, not way down here. So you were able to just put out that one wand and say, no, this is not for me. And not only say, no, this is not for me, but to turn and go in the opposite direction and make plans for the future, because that low vibration stuff is not you. And I have this little bitty deck that's so much fun to clarify these giant cards with. So we'll try it for this week and see how everybody likes it. But let's just get one little card to just kind of sum this all up and clarify this Three of Wands for us. This one does not want to go back in. This must be the card, okay? I have to get them close because they're so little. We have to clarify this Three of Wands, this moving forward, this making a brand new long-range plan. We have, I'm going to see this and get this close. We've got the Tower. And this is no big shock. This is no big shock. For us to stop and change our direction and make a new long-range plan, often there has to be something kind of big that shakes us up. And you had this Ten of Swords here, which causes us to let something go. You had the Judgment here, where things come to judgment and it's now time to move on in a different direction. And even here you have the Seven of Wands, this conflict of this lower vibration kind of coming at you, and you on a higher vibration saying, this is not for me, I don't accept this. So that Tower moment, it's very possible, given that Five of Pentacles and that Five of Cups, that you were brought to some sort of Tower moment. Either it happened now, or it's something, I think it might have happened previously and had caused you to start to evaluate, where do I want to go from here, because this is not it. And and you went through that Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups time, feeling left out, feeling sort of destitute and sad. You went through that time, but I love that you picked it up and started to create your own abundance. I'm really happy about that. So I would like to just thank you all for watching so much. I really appreciate you. Check your moon and rising signs, and I will talk to everyone soon.